Why financial freedom feels so far, even when you're doing everything right. Have you ever had this quiet, uncomfortable thought? You're doing what society told you was responsible. You went to school, you got a job, your income increased over time. And yet, financial freedom still feels distant, almost abstract. Not impossible, just always a few years away. What makes this feeling confusing is that there's no obvious mistake, no reckless spending, no gambling, no dramatic financial failure, just a steady sense of effort without momentum. Today isn't about blaming you, it's about understanding why this feeling exists in the first place. Let's start with a very normal scenario, one that applies to millions of people across the United States and Europe. You're somewhere between your mid-20s and mid-30s. You're a student finishing your degree or a young professional a few years into your career. Your salary is decent. In the US, maybe around $60,000 to $70,000 a year. In Europe, the equivalent after adjusting for cost of living. On paper, this is a good income. But money doesn't operate on paper. It operates month to month. After taxes, health insurance, and mandatory deductions, you're taking home around $3,800 per month. Now, life begins subtracting from that number. Your rent or mortgage comes first. You're not living luxuriously, just somewhere safe, reasonably close to work. That costs about $1,400. Transportation is next. Maybe you have a car payment, maybe it's a lease, maybe it's public transport plus occasional ride sharing. Either way, transportation costs you around $400 to $500 per month. Then comes student loans or education-related EMIs. You didn't borrow irresponsibly, you invested in yourself, but the payment still exists. That's another $300. Utilities, phone, internet, insurance, all the invisible necessities add about $350. Before you've eaten a single meal, you've already committed over $3,900 of your $3,800 income. What remains is roughly $900. Now, real life happens. Groceries cost $400, occasional meals out, coffee, small conveniences, another $250, clothes, subscriptions, small upgrades, unexpected expenses, maybe $150. Now you're left with around $100 to $200. And this is still considered doing fine. You're not drowning, but you're not moving either. You save a little, you invest a little, but it never feels enough. And that's where the frustration begins. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people avoid. The problem isn't spending too much. It's locking too much of your future income into fixed obligations. Every single decision you made felt reasonable in isolation. A slightly better apartment because you value peace and safety, a reliable car because your time matters, a few credit cards because emergencies happen. None of this is irresponsible, but together they quietly create a financial structure that prioritizes stability today over flexibility tomorrow. And flexibility is where freedom actually lives. Let's slow down and look at one example. A $450 car payment feels manageable. It doesn't hurt, it fits the budget. But over 5 years, that payment becomes $27,000 before interest, insurance, fuel, or depreciation. That money didn't just disappear, it was pre-decided. It never had the chance to become savings. It never had the chance to compound. It never had the chance to give you options. And the same logic applies to housing upgrades, lifestyle inflation, and recurring comforts. Individually, they're harmless. Collectively, they determine your future speed.
Honest conversation about financial reality. Nothing flashy, just clarity. Thanks for watching and subscribe my channel.